So next we have SU's aspiring candidate Arya Prakash. So our presentation starts now.
Hi guys, thank you for coming. My name is Arya Prakash and I'm a contestant for the post of Students General Secretary. Imagine a space, a progressive space where good ideas from each individual is seriously considered, where all of your concerns are addressed. A space where even the voices of the mute find utterances and strive for excellence is its way. Friends, this is achievable. And my vision is to revitalize this space for interaction, expression, and for dissent. I believe this can be achieved by three key ideas: expression, discussion, and inclusion. Next slide. My proposal for facilities and general amenities include, among many others, extending the night transport service for every student, prolong the time for photocopying machines at the time of quizzes, construction of toilets near all the gates, like the one we have near the main gate, implement an affordable cycle sharing system, and make arrangements for chill-out zones, which will be an alternative to the places we have around eateries, where the campus community can come together for various activities. I believe access and utilization of spaces in the campus is very important for overall development, and this would be along with the creation of new spaces that would increase socialization and also exchange of ideas among the student community. Next slide. If elected as the Students' General Secretary, I will emphasize on transparent and responsible governance. I will ensure that there is a working information portal which will be a one-stop for all information regarding the campus. There would be a bi-monthly review of the activities done by hostel secretaries and various conveners of the clubs under SGS, and the expenses of the student clubs under SGS will be published. I realize that we need to have an access to the mess feedback so that the messes will run more responsibly, along with the participation of designated mess coordinators, and also students can suggest ways to change or suggest improvements to the mess if they want. For ensuring that all student representatives will work in the promised way, I will introduce a system of assigning ratings in certificate. I believe the student community is electing us with the belief that we would be responsible to them and we would be fully accountable to them, and transparency is the only way to go about it. Next slide. I believe we are a set of students who are informed, creative, and capable of engaging in diverse ways. I imagine a campus.
I request people on this side to remain quiet, or I will ensure that all of you are thrown out of the AT. Please remain quiet and let the soapbox run in a proper manner.
So I imagine a campus where all these innovative energies mingle and create something better in all fields and sectors for the development of institute community. I will invite interested students to participate in the hospital committee for the betterment of medical facilities provided to us. I intend to establish a student redressal forum and where complaints and concerns of each student in the campus would be taken up by the Students' Gensec. And most importantly, I will work towards a pan-IIT Students' Council with the student representatives of other IITs, so that when there is an issue affecting the lives of students among all IITs, like a fees hike.
We have the Chief Election Officer here, and I again tell the students, please remain quiet, don't disturb the soapbox.
Good evening to all of you. I just request all of you, hello, please give a fair chance to everyone to present. Be silent when they are presenting. You can ask questions, so that time you can discuss. When they are presenting, I request all of you to please be silent. Thank you.
We'll ask Arya to continue.
Sorry for the interruption, so I'll continue with where I stopped. So I was saying formation of a Pan IIT Students Council with the student representatives of other IITs, so that there will be coordination among all IITs when there is an event or an issue affecting the lives of all IIT students, like a fees hike, for example. I would make the campus, one of my initiative is to make the campus more engaging and create awareness about how the institute works, how SAC works. So there would be engaging discussions and lectures on such topics. As we all know, we learn a lot from, outside classes, right? And one thing I was curious about was the various festivals across the country in various regions. So I propose celebrating an ethnic day for the campus, where we would be celebrating the various diversities inside the campus. In every progressive campuses, can you go to the next point? In every campuses, in every progressive campus, equality is not a choice, it should be a norm. To level out the discrimination on the basis of economy, social capital, gender, sexuality, education and work, I will work towards increasing the scholarships for weaker sections, formulate a GS cash constitution and propose substantive training for the committee. I believe there is a need for the forum of LGBTQ students to address larger questions of sexuality, gender and identity. There will be active placement preparation facilities for the research scholars in campus, as their needs are different and multiple.
1 more minute left.
Next slide. In my 4 years in campus, I was part of many activities concerning the students. I have known and worked in various platforms like Fifth Estate, EML, NSS, etc. And I realize I'll be able to do more if you're given me the position of Students General Secretary. Currently, I am the colloquium corps and I was the Fine Arts Club convener in my previous year. I was a super coordinator in Sarang and coordinator in both Shastra and Sarang. I believe a student representative should have one's own voice that would bring together the diverse voices in this campus. It should not be a mere echo, but a voice that is informed, improved and dedicated. And as a student representative, I would be voicing the concerns of students, and I believe I can stand with the interest of the student community. So if you believe in me, please vote for me. As you know, every click counts. Thank you.
Okay, with this, we'll start with our first round. The first round is questions from the Career Secretary. So if Aditya has questions specifically for Arya, then we'll have them now. If there are common questions, then we'll have them during the common question session.
Okay. Arya, the first question to you. Please explain your point about Inter-IIT Students Council meet.
So basically, it would be a formal inter-IIT student, formal council for student representatives from various campuses. So the idea is to have a constant communication, and in the event of any issue that is affecting us, like if the let's take for example the research scholars stipend hike.
I did the point, but the Inter-IIT Student Council meet has already been happening for 6 years now, and in March we are hosting it on 28th and 29th.
Okay.
So, and we also have an Inter-IIT Students Constitution. So,
okay.
I did not understand why this is in the set of.
Okay, so this was one of my idea, and when I inquired more about it, what I learned was that it was really informal and it was not meeting constantly. So in order to clear my doubts,
maybe we'll know it when it happens this year.
Aditya, can I continue?
No, I mean I have another 2 minutes. That's why.
Keep the answers crisp, just maybe give. Yeah.
Yes, I was talking to the student representatives of IIT Bombay and IIT Kharagpur, and they were quite positive about this idea, and they were also, they did not tell me about any other IIT council that already exists. So.
Okay.
Next question.
Your manifesto talks about rating on certificates for hostel general secretaries. But according to the students' constitution, the hostel general secretaries only advise and coordinate with SGS. They do not work under or report to the SGS. So please explain what gives you the right to rate and put it on certificates.
Okay. So I understand your question. And after interacting with many students in the campus, I learned that it was one of their serious concern that the representatives they elect do not work properly. So I think there should be a provision, at least in amending the constitution to include this particular rating, which would be done by the SGS and SGS nominees. So,
Right, but that happens only after provided amendment happens, so,
I can push for the amendment, right?
so,
Next question? Okay. So now we have questions from the online, now we have the online questions. Okay, so the first question is, you have mentioned in your manifesto a point about increasing SC/ST scholarship through alumni funding. How feasible is the point? Have you done your groundwork about whether the alumni administration will be okay with this? Please tell your groundwork.
So, I would like to correct your point because what I explained in my detailed manifesto is that there would be a revision of scholarship for SC/ST students as well as increase in scholarships for financially backward students through alumni funding. So, after my interaction with Madhu, I know that when you have you can always keep a proposal for alumni, and it happens only when they accept it voluntarily. So there is no question of forcing someone to give scholarships. It is always a voluntary decision. So.
Okay, the next question is, you seem to have a concern for the less privileged, which is commendable, but why restrict it just for SC/ST students? Don't you think the target group should have? One second. Being the ones who are eligible for NCM scholarships, this would have truly reflected your idea of helping the needy, so why base it on one category rather than on economical need?
Again, I repeat, it was actually a miscommunication and I had explained it in detail in my detailed manifesto. Please look it up. So the idea is actually to extend the scope of weaker sections in the constitution to financially backward students and also academically backward students. So I think that answers the question.
Next question is, as far as I know, the information portal has already been developed by this year's WebOps team. Collecting mass orders from the labs is the work of Research Affairs Secretary and his council. Like Aditya said, IIT Madras Council is already constituted. Study circle programs are already organized, including for placement preparation. A lot of your points are already done. Why did you mention them in your manifesto at all?
Okay, so I interacted with the WebOps core thoroughly, and also Aditya told me that the information portal will soon be in air, and it was. So basically now we have in information portal the details regarding various hostels, messes, eateries. So I am planning to develop the scope of information portal to include all the details regarding institute, like what are the scholarships available for various students, how to apply for mess rebate, or how to apply for money waivering when you are going for a conference, or anything related to institute, so that you don't have to walk around asking for the procedural details. And it would also, I have other plans to club many other portals into the information portal, so that you don't need to use different portals. You just need to go there, information portal, and you find all information there. And so that is actually developing from the current idea of information portal and extending its scope. So what is the next question?
The RAS council takes care of the...
From my understanding of the duties of SGS, it is for all the students in this campus, and there are no duties which are exclusive to each secretary. So I will be coordinating with the Research Affairs Secretary in bringing out these initiatives, and not just it wouldn't be a one woman show, but a coordinated work among all the executive wing members.
Okay, with this the online questions are done. We will now have questions from the audience. So I request Dinesh to come on stage and ask his questions.
Hi Arya.
Hello.
My first question is, you mentioned in your manifesto that you will implement refreshment kiosks in academic zone. So as far as the academic complex near the old CC area is already coming up, and the plan for it is there will be a restaurant in the first floor, and there will be like 5 or 6 restaurants running throughout the night, if not all of them, at least 2 or 3 in the academic zone. So right now this plan is already there, and why include more kiosks and as in construct more in the institute? in the academic zone.
So the idea was not to have more constructions in academic zone, but to utilize the spaces in the food court coming up for the same purpose, but make sure that it would be open at night for the research scholars who work at night. The idea is not to construct more and more kiosks and facilities, but to, have spaces in the existing or coming up plants.
Okay. My next question is, you said you'll implement something called chill out zones. As far as I've read from your write-up, you said that you'll put up benches on the roadsides, like park benches. So right now in Insti, we already have places where people can hang out, say Gurunath, IRCTC or Sangam. Sangam
Exactly my point.
Sangam has
Yeah,
park
exactly
benches.
my point. So, as I mentioned in my write-up and also in my speech, all these hangout places are near eateries. Like you go to Guru and you buy something and you chill.
No, we have Sangam. Sangam also has park benches.
let me finish. So all these hangout places are around eateries. So my idea is to find more places where we can set up eco-friendly park benches, where informal gatherings and hangout places
Yes,
can be made.
but setting up a bench isn't hangout. Not more than 2 or 3 people can sit in a bench. So hangout place should be like wherein people can gather.
There could be 2 or 3 benches, and it depends on the demand, right?
Yeah, one more. And my next and last question is, so you said you'll have discussions and lectures on how things are being done in Insti. So right now there are already town hall meetings happening. Sarang had a town hall meeting. Gensec as in the executive wing had a town hall meeting. And also T5E has started a recent initiative on how things work. They're writing articles on how to get things done in the Insti. So why do we need this again? So for example, I'll say Sarang town hall meeting, not a single person attended. So if people are not attending, and T5 is already writing articles and posting it on Facebook. Recently they published an article
I
on how to get
understand.
ID card.
Yeah.
So similar things are being done. So why again do something in specific?
The question is, why should we remain to just one method of imparting information? Like, why should there be EML? Like you can ask someone to write an article in Fifth Estate. The idea is to have engaging discussions and interesting talks on how Insti works.
I totally get it, but then if the existing lectures or existing town hall meetings isn't having attendance, so we should probably go towards making sure that we deliver information to people in the right way, say Facebook. So T5 is actually doing that. So people read much more in Facebook rather than coming to CRT to sit and learn on what is happening in Insti.
And
That is already being done, and why need this? That is.
And my point is, we should not stop with Fifth Estate. We should have other interesting activities planned so that more students will get interested in how the campus is working. There would be more avenues is my primary objective.
Okay, with this, the questions from the openings are done. So now we'll open the questions to GSB. People who have the question, please raise your hand. You can ask only one follow-up question. Please restrict to the time limit and introduce yourself.
Hi Arya, this is Praneeth. I have one question for you. Arya, you have been found illegally campaigning in Sindhu hostel and your material has been confiscated by the election officer himself. And an aspiring candidate is not willing to stick to the deadlines and the rules in front of the institute. What message does it send to every student of IIT Madras?
Hi Praneeth, thank you for your brilliant question. So this actually gives me the chance to explain so many things to the students who are present here. So what happened in Sindhu was the chief election officer came and asked me why I was doing door-to-door campaigning. I think he is present here. So I said that it was not given in the campaign regulations, though it was orally informed to me. And I said I wouldn't be repeating it again, but I also informed him that these things are happening in other hostels also. And I also found my opponent candidate in the same hostel just before I entered there. So the point being, this is done by all candidates. So it was not violation of any rule, And if it was a violation of any rule, I don't think the Chief Election Officer would even let me stand here and talk about it.
Either you have been caught by the election officer himself. Was this case same with the other opponent candidate, or is it just an allegation? If it is just allegation, please take back. Institute need proofs. You are caught red-handed. Don't run away.
Yeah, 1 second. Also, since Arya said that Dinesh was also fine campaigning, Dinesh also wants to put his point forward.
Yeah. Also on the day, election officer said, if I'm meeting my friend somewhere, it is okay. So I was meeting my friend in the 6th floor of Sindhu Hostel. In the 6th floor of Sindhu Hostel, there were MSc people who were in Mandak last year. So I knew a guy. So I was actually meeting that guy alone. And if you had noticed, there was only one guy with me, my friend Shanta Kumar. There were only two. But in your case,
Yes,
there were
yes, I
around 10 to 15
understand.
people.
I understand.
So we will move ahead from this point. How do you have anything else to say?
The point is clear, so.
Okay, so next question.
My name is Prasad. I have a question for you. Like, your manifesto states that you will increase the scholarship for SC students and others. In the manifesto, you are highlighting SC and ST students particularly, and whereas in the write-up, you have clearly stated that it's only for economically backward classes. I have seen this only point as a divisive politics and only for populism. I've seen nothing more than that in this.
I think I have already explained it when I was replying to Pallavi's question. So, should I repeat the answers? Yeah, I mean, the point in manifesto was explained in the detailed write-up. So, I don't understand the, what do you say, the even more concerns regarding the same point.
Okay, now we move to the next question. Please introduce, we'll come back to you. Just please introduce yourself before us.
Oh, hello Arya, I am Piyush Utra. So one of my concern is, your manifesto point states that cycle sharing system will be implemented at a nominal charges. Since this point is in the facilities and general amenities, the first section of your manifesto, I believe that you would have worked on the logistics behind the system. My question to you is, are you aware of any such initiative taken by any other team in the institute? If yes, then could you please stress on the pros and cons of the proposal?
So, I'm aware of the initiative taken by the Kaveri Jansek and Aditya. So, the present cycle sharing system as proposed is outsourced to Atlanta Foundation, and they are bringing new cycles, and it would go with a pilot project, and then they would go with further plans. So, when I interacted with people, what I learned was that many people complain that, for 300 or 600 rupees, they could buy a second-hand bicycle. So what was the need of subscribing to this and then getting cycles? And I also interacted with many students from, other campuses who have studied in other campuses, who said that many campuses have internal cycle sharing system, that is not outsourced one. So that gave me an idea of developing something which is, which is owned by the IIT students. So I hope you have gone through my write-up that says how this plan would be implemented. So the long-term goal is to have a cycle sharing system free of cost. So the first plan is to have a pilot project and then analyze the usage statistics, maintenance cost, and see how it would work out, and then slowly develop into a cycle pool in the campus which would run free of cost.
Next question.
There's only one follow-up question.
Hi, Siddharth. So, since you have mentioned a point about mess in your manifesto, from last 5 years in my institute life, I have not seen a single person around me saying, "Macha, today mess food was good," or today mess food was tasty. Not a single person. This is a problem that no one has been able to solve since last 5 years. What are your plans about that?
So, one thing I noticed was that mess feedback is collected regularly at the time of mess registration, and the mess feedback, I think, have other components, like in addition to the students' feedback, there will be MMCC feedback and also attitude feedback. The main problem that I find with the system is the results of this mess feedback are never known to the students. Like, we know that a particular caterer performs really bad because we talk among ourselves. There is no formalized system to prove that a particular caterer is performing bad. So my hope is that when we know what the results are, we could actually push it to the authority to say that, see, we have proof that this particular mess is not performing good at all, and why are you bringing them back again?
Next question. We have time for one last question. So, those are the ministers, please raise your hands.
Yeah, then, hello.
One person here.
Yeah, I would like to ask a question. Hello, Pallavi.
Okay, Pallavi.
Yeah, my question to you is, like, we have PG counselors, and you're saying that you'll be putting preparation stuff, whatever, to all the
Study circle.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do you think is happening right now? So, what are the PG counselors for? And do you think the work that they are doing regarding placements and stuff is almost like nothing?
I have only respect and admiration for the work done by all the counselors regarding placements, and I think the placement team is good,
what are you going to bring
really
to
good
us?
work. So coming to my point, the placement preparation study circle that I am planning for research scholars is centered around the academic career, like postdoc, faculty, research laboratories. So our placements do not give much importance to such areas, and therefore I would work with the research affairs secretary for increase in academic placements, like and the skills that would be taught in the study circle would be teaching workshops or how to do good presentation. And as of now, I think we have some individual workshops conducted by certain professors. I think Mahesh sir is doing teaching workshops in applied mechanics department. And you should know that in India for the next 10 years, the research scholars, the academicians would not be in loss of a job. So we have research scholars at hand who are good at the research input, but what we need to develop is make them capable of doing good teaching, doing good presentation, make them good academicians, and that would be the aim of these placement preparation study circle, which would go along with the other placement things done by the other councils. So,
Okay, last question.
Hi, my name is Digvijay, and this is about the equal opportunities point, and I know your intentions are good. So I'm going to ask you the same popular question. So this is regarding like after we had seen the discussion, the elaborate discussion that happened on the election page on FB, and a few friends of mine and myself we checked up on the institute website, and this is what we came across. So INSTI currently pays out the entire tuition fee and half of the hostel fee, and in addition to that there is a monthly allowance of rupees 250. But in addition to also that, we have Shipping Corporation of India which provides 48,000 per month to each student to SCST. And in addition to that, there is also $5 million which comes in from SSAN in collaboration with IOR to people both socially and financially backward. So what exactly are you doing?
I included that point in reference to the 250 rupees thing that is given to the HST community. I was only proposing that I would try for the revision of that scholarship. It could be some, another 250 or another 500. That would actually help them a lot. And I do not know how it got such a huge issue. And you should also know that all these scholarships are not imposed on them. There is always an economic criterion. So basically, we are only trying to increase the 250 rupees thing and help them out more. And it is not adding, giving freebies.
I'm pretty sure the intention is good. I agree with the point, it's good. But what I'm saying is, there's already a lot of funds around like $5 million which is already there with the IOR and the SSN association. Like, do you have like a guesstimate or maybe a survey or something like more, elaborate that you can tell that, okay, fine, maybe the reallocation is not happening properly, or we really need more than $5 million of funds? Is there something that you have probably looked into?
I do not know much about this 5 million fund that you're talking about, but
Go on the website, you can check it out.
I think I should do a detailed study on them, get back to you. But what I'm saying is, there are also students who are getting different scholarships, but they are still in such a pathetic situation that the CCW themselves give some other scholarships also. So you have to realize that there is a major community that is here who are suffering, and we are only trying to help them out, not give out freebies for their luxurious spendings.
I completely agree with your point. I'm just saying that-
We get the point. So with this, we wrap up the questions in the GSB. Now we'll have Dhiresh with his presentation. After this, after the entire session for Dhiresh, we'll have common questions for both Dhiresh and Arya.
Hello all, so I am Dhiresh, I am contesting for SGS as you know. So coming to my vision, next slide. My vision is to embrace upon the ideas and viewpoints of the entire student community. So my vision is to embrace upon the views of every individual and make sure that I deliver them what they need. And basically I want to work towards making the lives of students in the institute peaceful and also transparent. Next slide. So coming to my initiatives, my first part in my manifesto, the introduction of smart card system. So we are moving towards smart card system for two reasons. One thing is we can move towards paper meal system once we have the smart card system working, and also to move towards cashless institute wherein we don't have to spend anything from our pockets. We can recharge our cards through iCollege and swipe the cards in all the institute eateries and any place in Insti basically. The next point is introduction of vending machines in hostel. So vending machine is already up in Pampa and up and running successfully. So I want to introduce vending machines in all the hostels so that it will be really easier for people during rainy and hot days so that they can grab a snack from their hostels itself. The next thing is official transport partner for IIT Madras. I've already talked to a few cab companies. The thing I'm going to work out is say a discount on every cab ride originating from IIT Madras. For in return we can give them PR in our events and also space and resources to have few events in the institute. My next point is to make CCW paperless. So that it will be really easy for students and they don't have to run around for signatures, different signatures for every single thing they have to do. The next thing is implementation of Students Facilities Center near Sharavati. So it has been approved, but nothing has been planned because of the construction ban that was there. So I would work towards planning and executing and implementing the Students Facility Center in coordination with the girl students. And the next thing is development of a research thesis portal wherein all the theses of projects in the IIT Madras will be uploaded based on how much the professors or the students want to show, so that other students who are researching or doing projects in the same areas can know about this project and go talk to the students and the guides accordingly. The next point is an all club orientation for freshers. Right now there are many clubs in the institution, so only cultural club orientation happens for the freshies, but I think it should happen for all the clubs in coordination with the executive wing, so that freshies get to know about each and every club and its activities and take part in the club activities accordingly. The next thing is institute-wide events calendar app. So when I interacted with freshies, one major concern they had was different events were happening, and many a times these events were clashing with their schedule, with their NSS schedule, and also many a times people didn't check their S-mails and missed out on events. So I would like to avoid that and make an institute-wide events calendar. The next thing is a profile page with itm.ac.in extension. Right now it is given for people who are sitting for placements and app who are willing to go for higher studies on request basis by the computer center and also a few departments. But I want to make it available for each and every student in IIT Madras, so that it will be easier for each and every student to know about other students, and at the same time it will be really helpful in maintaining the a proper alumni database. So the next point is room cleaning model to be worked out. Right now the housekeeping staff aren't supposed to clean our rooms, they're only supposed to clean our corridors and restrooms. So I would like to work out with CCW a model wherein few workers clean our rooms once a week for a nominal price of say 70 to 80 rupees per semester. The next thing is implementation of protein supplement stall in Gurunath. So they're like when I talk to the sports secretary and people who are interested in sports, so many there are like around more than 2,000 plus people who are interested in sports in institute and working out. So it will be really helpful for them if there is a protein supplement stall. And the next thing is I would like to start a students chapter of Women's Forum IIT Madras. The main agenda behind starting such a forum, such a chapter of Women's Forum IIT Madras is to generate awareness on gender related issues for the student community, and also to make sure that all the males in the institute are sensitized towards these gender related issues. And the next thing is introduction of PG council, which will be constituted by the Gensex of PG hostels and SOC and Litsex also, and also 5 members from general student body. So this council will be this council will totally represent the PGs and get forth their problems, initiatives and suggestions.
1 more minute.
My next initiative is shelters at prominent bus stops. So right now these bus stops and also Gurunath and IRCTC are really inaccessible during rains and really hot sun. So I would like to avoid that and find a solution for it. So that's why the shelters. The next thing is Wi-Fi in the entire campus. Right now there is a plan, an abstract plan to get Wi-Fi in the entire institution. The plan is not, it isn't started yet. So there is a tendering process which has to be started. So once it happens, once the tender gets done, I will coordinate with the admin and getting Wi-Fi in say prominent places like Gurunath and IRCTC first. Coming to a few of the miscellaneous points. So extending bus timings till 12 in the night, cycle share, follow up on cycle sharing system that has already been planned by Aditya and Kaveri Gensec. And then a startup fair, a festival right now in coordination with CTITES, a proper festival for all the startups with incubation and pre-incubation companies will be initiated. And the next thing is ironing facility in the institute. It will be really helpful for say during placements and also for people who are going for presentations and other things, and a network tower near for the girls hostel so that the network related issues in Sabarmati are sorted, and EML to look into international speakers, to fly down international speakers. The next thing is adventure club and also book reading club so that the adventure enthusiasts come together, form a fraternity and do activities. And the next thing is implementation of solar power system. So coming to, these are my credentials. So I was a facilities core for Sarang. I was a QMS coordinator at Sarang. I am working with the Mitra team currently. I was a sports secretary of Mandakini hostel last year, and I was an EML coordinator last year. So this is it. Thank you guys.
Now we'll move on to questions from the current General Secretary Aditya. We'll wait for 1 minute as soon as the lights are switched on. We'll start the questions. Yeah, Aditya, you can go with the questions.
Hello, Dinesh. Semester-wise updates of SGS teams is already being done. So please tell me what is new about this particular initiative of yours. And also, please throw some light on having international speakers for EML, because we have already had 3 speakers coming from abroad for EML this year. And about diversifying colloquium, please explain.
Hi Aditya, for the first point, semester-wise report, right now I have seen the executive wing portal wherein you are putting up reports. So I would like to send in everything, all the financials, everything that goes with the team, so that things are really transparent, much more transparent to the student body, and they know how the student communities work, so that they feel the respect, and as in there is no miscommunication between what is happening and all that. Coming to international speakers, right now we had international speakers, but it so happened that we had either VCs as in video conferences or people who are already here, but I would like to specifically have budget allocated or say work out on a sponsorship model wherein we fly down international speakers, really prominent international speakers just for EMLs. And coming to diversifying colloquiums, Colloquium is doing a really good job. Arya, being the head of Colloquium team, has done a really great job this time. This is the first year I guess we had so many Colloquiums. But again, I want to diversify the topics, say all current affairs, and say make sure that it caters to all kinds of interests in the institute.
You can take it up in your this 2 questions. So the next second question, please elaborate on your initiative on installments for cycle sales and discuss its feasibility. But because given that the dealers are making about 3 to 4.5 lakh, why do you think they would be interested in an installment model? Have you done any drawing work on this?
Yes, so the installment process is a way wherein say we pay them 70% in the beginning and the rest 30 will be paid after we take the feedback from the students who have bought cycles and they adhere to the MOU signed. But right now what I understand is last year what happened was they paid some 40,000 caution deposit, and so this was the case, but I want to make it much more transparent and much more safer so that the huge chunk, as in huge chunk is paid later on, so that they take things seriously and provide us good quality cycles. And the next question was?
Aditya, can you repeat your question?
So, yeah, you ordered the feasibility, but why, now that we already have a model, why do you want it to, evolve into something else? I mean, have you received any news that people are unhappy with this?
Yes, when I talk to freshies, I mean, this is a problem from my very first year. So every time the cycles break down in the first 2 or 3 months, and also the service dates where they tell, many a times it doesn't happen accordingly. So I want to make sure that it happens properly, and see again, so that all the repair kind of issues are avoided.
Just a correction, because it is related to my term. This time the services have been happening on date each and every time, according to like the semester wise 3 services that have been happening.
Sorry, yeah. So now we'll move on to questions from the, opponent candidates. So I request Arya to come on the stage.
So hi Dhiresh.
Hi.
So it was interesting to see a point about Women's Forum. So when I read your manifesto, it said that it would look into the affairs of women, and also in your video manifesto, I found out that it would be working for gender sensitization. And here I saw that it would be holding something on gender-related issues and also gender sensitization. So I would want to know, I suppose that you have interacted with girl students to know what are the problems they face in campus. So what are these gender-related issues in campus, and also how do you plan to go with this gender sensitization? What are the kind of activities that you have in mind, and what is the constitution of Women's Forum?
Hi, so there is Women's Forum IIT Madras. What I want to do is, Women's Forum IIT Madras right now has a few activities, like they are conducting self-defense workshops, and the safety pin app was released. So I want to make sure this happened in the last 2 semesters. Only a few events happen, say 4 or 5. So I want to make sure that there is a team of students who are running a Women's Forum students chapter, so that they are actively involved in conducting campaigns and awareness issues for the guys. And
So why do we need a Women's Forum to conduct gender sensitization in campus? What are the problems that the girl students face in campus?
So a Women's Forum is needed so that people get, see, if you ask guys, the guys might not be the right person many a times to actually tell the issues. So I think a Women's Forum, as in including women, is what I want, so that the exact issues are known.
Okay, so you don't know what are the exact issues faced by women students in the campus?
See, right now there are issues. So CCASH is there. So the sexual harassment issues are also there. So I want to avoid all this.
Okay, so what are the gender sensitization activities?
Say awareness activities in the institute. See, I'll.
Guys, we'll move on to the next question. So, thank you for your compliment on colloquium. So, I want to know that, when you say diversification of colloquium discussions, so what exactly do you have in mind, and what was happening now? And also, in order to add to your response given to Aditya, there had been many discussions on current affairs. So,
Yes, there were discussions. I just want to include more discussions. That is all I am telling. More diverse discussions. So as far as I have known, there are like say 3 or 4 discussions related to genders. So I would like to have other issues also related to science and say technology, so that all the people different people in the campus will have different interests, different they'll be into different things. So I would like to involve them also in all these discussions.
So, can I add to that? So, I just wanted to tell you that colloquium so far has conducted 1 on sexual harassment, 2 on gender, 1 on alternate sexuality, 1 on environment, 1 on freedom of expression, and another on land ban and other student issues in campus. So, So I wanted to ask about this civil services study circle in campus, which is already meeting once a week, and the materials are being shared. So what are your initiatives towards it?
So that is a follow-up point of mine. I said that I will follow it up, and I will make sure that it will happen much more effectively, so that I just want to develop it into a much more active forum for all the students.
Thank you, Dhiresh.
With this, the questions from the opponents are over. And now we'll move on to the online questions and then we'll open the floor for GSB.
At the end.
Okay, so I'll not have the questions which have already been asked. There are questions about EML. Okay, yeah. So startup fair, CTITES has already planned something known as startup week. How is this any different? Can you please explain the groundwork you have done during the startup fair?
So CTITES is having a startup week this semester. They have had events, many other events wherein incubation companies have come in. This happened all throughout the year. So I want to, what startup fair is a festival like Sarang and Shastra, which I want to develop into a major festival, so that all the incubation, pre-incubation companies come and help out the students and the startup and the ideas of students in the IIT Madras.
Okay, next question. Why do you want to set up a protein supplement stall given the unknown risks and the questionable medical benefits of bodybuilding supplements? Don't you think it creates a negative body image?
See, as the protein supplement stall I'm talking about is the natural protein food. Right now they are available, safe products are available in the market, the protein bars, protein shakes, really safe products are being sold in the market. I just want to make sure that they are sold inside the institute, so that it will be helpful for the students in the IIT Madras, rather than finding alternate ways. Right now I have many friends who order protein powder from outside, so instead of doing that, they could actually have healthy products, properly identified products for their health.
You mentioned that you want to create Wi-Fi for the entire campus. Isn't it being already implemented? What is new about this point?
Yes, it is being already implemented. I have talked to Nitin Chandrachudan sir, who is currently handling it. So right now being implemented is a vague term because they are yet to open tenders for it. So the tenders will be opened sometime soon. And after the tenders are open, it is also a matter of where the Wi-Fi comes in first and how it is being installed. So I will coordinate with the admin in making sure that it is happening at, say, all the important prominent places in the institute.
Okay, last question. Now you have mentioned a lot of initiative is commendable, but do you think it's realistic to achieve all this in a 1 year timeline? Can you please elaborate on your timeline a little bit?
Yes, I really think that I am the kind of person who will start working on all the initiatives from the day one. So I will make sure that, so there are few points in my manifesto which says that I'll initiate the process. So something like Wi-Fi cannot be done in 1 year. I know the fact. So it will happen in stepwise process. So my part will be implementing the first step, which I will take care.
Okay, with these the online questions come to an end. We'll open the floor for GSB. Can we have the questions number one? Okay. Please introduce yourself. Please note that there is a time limit. We'll try to get as many people as possible and only one follow-up question is allowed.
I'm Padma. This is regards your point on cultural clubs, regarding clubs, their coordination as well as their orientation. So first off, there are 10 cultural clubs on campus. Apart from this, there are clubs within C5. There are other clubs like recreation, environment and so on, and you wish to start 2 clubs yourself. So I'm guessing the number of clubs will go up to like, I guess 25 to 30. How exactly are you going to have one orientation session for all of them? How do you plan to do justice to the different kinds of clubs? How long will these take? Will these be open to just freshies or seniors as well? And how exactly do you hope to coordinate the events such that they won't clash, given that as a facilities core, you ought to know that 10 cultural clubs cannot coordinate. Do you wish to then get the clubs to have lesser meetings than they currently have? How exactly do you wish to make that in the calendar year?
Let me explain my point clearly to you. I said that this will be an orientation session for freshies, wherein like the Sarang club orientation session, as in the club orientation session from the cultural clubs in the institute, the 10 clubs, it will happen for around 2 hours. So now I want to make sure that all the clubs are also having this orientation session at the same time, so that all the freshers get to know about each and every club. So it's really important that freshies know. When I interacted with freshies, many of them didn't know many clubs, the existence of many clubs. So I don't want this to happen.
Okay, given that in 2 hours, currently the 2 hour orientation that's happening, 10 clubs aren't able to fulfill and do justice to the work they're doing. How exactly will 25 or 30 clubs be able to do it? Do you plan to have separate orientations for all of them? And why isn't that the job of the cores, the conveners and C5? Why is that coming under you exactly? Why are you taking on that responsibility? How should you?
I will work along with the executive wing, in coordination with the executive wing in conducting these club sessions. So if you're asking me if 2 hours is not enough, then we can have two consecutive club session, as in the session on 2 consecutive days. So if that is solving your problem, then I think, yeah.
Okay, next question.
Hi Dinesh, I'm Ashwin. My question is regarding your point about students' profile with iitm.ac.in. But as far as I know, when Deepak Johnson was the SGS, he tried to get SGS mail, a profile for SGS on iitm.ac.in, and admin had shot down the proposal. I don't know how you are going to get it for the entire student body.
Hi, so I don't know what happened, that might have been an issue, but currently I've talked with the WebOps team, so they are being given a separate server. So right now also the computer center gives you a profile, and elect department also gives you a web page template if you need, when you ask. So it is given to everybody in the CS department. So I want to make sure that the same thing happens for everybody in the institute. So 2 things why it will happen, why it has to happen. One thing is it will help them in the placements and higher studies, and the second thing is to maintain a proper alumni database.
Next question.
Hi Dinesh, this is Shravan.
Hi.
Okay, regarding CAPS, it's really a good point. It will connect to many people, but I just want to know what's your groundwork, and do you have any companies already you have dealt with?
Regarding? Cabs. Oh, okay. Hi. So I've already spoken to Ola and Meru Cabs. So they seemed interested, but they said we'll have to work out the exact details of the MOU, and all that stuff has to be worked out. So if I am elected as a GenSec, I will make sure that I will work out something out of it. So and to clarify you, Ola was our transport partner for this Sarang, and we reduced the budget of around 2 lakhs, which was a huge amount. So during that time I met the Ola people, and they said they were actually interested.
Next question.
Hi Dinesh.
Hi.
So in one of your responses to Arya, you some. Hello. So you atrociously accuse the students, the general student body, for being not part of any town hall meeting. Why should the student community believe that you should be the voice of the student community? Because you were hesitant to look at the structural flaws of this town hall meeting, and you undemocratically and you atrociously accuse the student community for being not part of the town hall meeting. Why should I believe you?
Wait, I never accused of anybody. I just said that Sarang town hall meeting didn't, many people didn't turn up, and so I want to disseminate information to them. So I want to find out a feasible way wherein I can disseminate the information.
The feasible way has to be located both in this, but you seem to be only accusing about the student community. Why should I work for you?
What? I didn't get it. No, I didn't accuse of anybody. I just said, see, it is not an accusation. So if, see, I just quoted what happened. I never said that people are not going to come. I just said what happened. I just told you what happened. I just quoted a number from what happened for Sarang town hall meeting. That's it.
Okay, next
I
question.
just said that people will not come or people might not turn up.
Next question. Hi Dinesh, I'm Asmita. When I was talking, I noticed a few people on this side of the over here keep saying cover up, pass, paramount pass, and this was, I feel like a pretty direct attack on her occupying a space which mostly men occupy. Okay, and vis-a-vis your gender sensitization point in the manifesto, how do you plan to change these attitudes towards women on campus in general?
I didn't get a she said something.
Asmita, Dinesh did not get your question. Can you please tell it again in a crisp manner?
Between.
In a crisp manner, just tell what your question is.
Go in front.
Okay, when I was speaking, I heard a few people, like a lot of people who are keep saying things like pass, paramount pass. okay, which has nothing to do with the elections or her questions or anything, obviously. It's obviously an attack on her occupying spaces that women usually don't occupy, i.e. Tara Main Gate, okay? So, as regards gender sensitization that you plan to bring upon, how do you want to change these attitudes in the institute?
So, hi once again, repeating the same point, there will be activities, there will be awareness activities in the institute.
Guys, please let him answer. You're doing the same thing. Let him answer.
See again, the Women's Forum, the students chapter of Women's Forum, which I am constituting, will have to look, I will take inputs from them and work towards sensitizing these issues. So that is exactly why I am comprising the students chapter of Women's Forum.
We have time for 2 more questions. Only 2 questions. So please raise your hands.
For the previous person.
Can you ask it? Please, let it be. It's okay.
Yeah. Hi Dinesh, in your conversation with Arya you mentioned Ccash. I'm assuming you've had elaborate interactions with students.
Guys, this is definitely not helping. He is not able to give answer if you shout like this. Please let them ask and let him answer.
Okay. Yeah, Dinesh, in your conversation with Arya you mentioned Ccash. So I'm assuming you've had elaborate interactions with students, faculty and members of the administration about the issue. So what are the key problems that you have identified in the matter of Ccash and how do you propose to resolve them? Also, could you share with us that in the matters in which Ccash has to take decisions, who takes the final call?
Okay, so the issues related to Ccash, one major issue is validating how, as in the complaint. So many a times with the issues, it's say there are like 2 or more, there will be different sides of stories. So and you see, taking a decision based on hearing that is a major problem. So the final authority will be the head of Ccash, will be the head of the community with the committee. So he or she will be able should take the final call.
That's not correct. The final decision rests with the administration because the committee has no penal powers. It can only prescribe punishments, but it's with the call is with the administration. So how do you propose to fix that? Because there's an inherent power asymmetry there.
And there's one addition from Arya sir also.
Also, Dhiresh, your facts about Ccash is wrong. One of the main problem of Ccash as it exists now is that it doesn't have a proper constitution, it is really inactive and it is not visible to the student community. So as a student representative, one of our concern,
Although they were objecting, Dhiresh went on the stage and asked a question. You are not deciding if your problem, leave this OIT. Remain quiet.
yeah, so as I was saying, as a student representative, one of our primary concerns should be to develop Ccash such that it is visible to all the students in this campus so that when such an issue comes, they know where to go to. So that is what I wanted to add.
But do you want to answer this, Dhiresh? Do you have anything to add?
So adding again, see, so one, how do I let know people of this thing is happening? By creating activities, by having discussions on them. So that is what I propose to do in coordination with the students chapter of Women's Forum IIT Madras.
We have time for one last question, only one question, because it's excellent time limit. One last question.
Hi Dhiresh, I'm Sona. I have an issue regarding the room cleaning thing that you put up on your manifesto. As of now, Sharavati Hostel has around 5 to 6 housekeeping ladies, and it is extremely difficult to have 40 corridors cleaned every day and bathrooms cleaned every day. And how are you going to make these 5 to 6 housekeeping ladies clean 600 rooms?
Let
When
me
it is not possible to clean 40 corridors and bathrooms.
Yes, exactly.
And how are you going to change the contracts?
Yes, let me answer the
Because
question.
when we
Sona, we got the point.
I got the question. Please let me answer. The first thing is the contracts with these housekeeping staff, they are being outsourced. So I am not proposing to change these contracts. I am not proposing to use the same housekeeping staff for doing this. So I am proposing something different wherein we'll have other people in coordination with CCW. The housekeeping staff right now are outsourced. They don't have anything to do with CCW. This was the year they outsourced it. Before then, there were NGOs, there were SHGs who are helping out the institute in getting the cleaning thing. So I propose a model wherein we get other people in coordination with CCW and help us out in the cleaning things. The cleaning can be done in two ways. There will be another list added in iCollege or the students portal, wherein you can actually ask for say if you want the cleaning for once a week for the entire semester, or you want to there will be different options basically, or do you want to get it done whenever you need.
Are we going to the last question, okay? Last.
Is this a follow-up
Yeah.
question?
This is the follow-up question, the last.
Okay. Our rooms are cleaned in the beginning of the semester, and don't you think it is our responsibility to clean a tiny room? I mean, do you really need another person to clean a small room?
Yes, it is our responsibility, but again, I also want to make sure that the students' health and hygiene is maintained. So it will be really helpful for people as in who would want an external help.
With this, we stop the questions from GSB. Now we have common questions, so I request Arya and Dheeraj to be on stage. There won't be more than 4 questions. There will be 2 questions which I'll ask, and then 2 questions which GSB can ask. And again, request this side to remain quiet because Dheeraj also cannot answer if you talk like this. Arya, just go there.
Pallavi, I'm asking the first one.
So for the first question, we have Aditya asking a common question to both of them. They can.
I'm sure both of you know about activities such as smoking, drinking and substance abuse are happening on campus, which is in clear violation of the hostel rules and basically the institute rules and regulations. So I'm talking again about on campus.
So please, he is doing as much as can be done. This happens in every soapbox. Is the minimum in this soapbox. Please let this happen. Please let it continue. And I request the soapbox to continue, and I request the questions to be answered. And I again request this side to remain quiet because trust me, if you don't do this, the soapbox will be handled. So please remain quiet.
Yeah. So getting back to the question, so there have been the activities such as smoking, drinking and substance abuse have been happening on campus repeatedly. I mean, it has been on the rise. And I want to know your stance on that and the steps that you'll take or the measures that you'll take, in order to help the administration to combat such serious social evils.
So hi Aditya. So in response to your question, the hostel rules or the institute rules say that smoking or drinking alcohol is using alcohol is not allowed in the institute. As of now, if students are caught, they have to face a disco SDC meeting and pay the fine as a punishment. So when it is coming to substance abuse, I really think that it is not in the inherent nature of students to get involved in these activities, but a corporal punishment or hard punishment I don't think will tackle this issue. So what I plan to tackle this issue is threefold. The first thing will be the awareness, so wherein we'll spread awareness about the ill effects of substance abuse or the use of cigarettes or alcohol. The second thing will be frequent monitoring of hostel activities, and the third thing I will be setting up of counseling units so that it makes easier for people to get out of the substance abuse.
So, hi Aditya. So, agree with Dheeraj. I also think that the students should adhere to the strict rules and regulations regarding their behavior in campus. And so from the recent SAC meeting in January, I think an anti-tobacco policy was passed by SAC in majority. So I think we should take inputs from those policies and work with it. Should I explain the policies or? Yeah.
So now common questions. Okay. I would like to know if anything can be done about the issue of 3 or 4 wheelers having only one exit main gate. Why is it that there's only one exit main gate? Because there are a lot of issues when the other drivers have to come from all the way from one. Can't you allow two main gates, entry and exit to multiple gates, and why haven't it been done till now?
Okay, so
Since you took the question first, let's let Arya take this question first.
I think one of the main reason for allowing only one exit for any vehicle that enters the campus is because of security issues and to make sure that you enter with a pass, and that is why the passes are color coded in each gate. So that is my knowledge about why another exit gate is not provided for exit of other vehicles. So
adding to what Arya has said, it's basically the security reasons. So having worked as a Sarang code, many a times we wanted to open the gates, as in the bigger gates which are next to the small gates like the Mandakini gate, but many a times we didn't get the permission because of the security issues. And there was a lot of discussion going on opening a gate at Mandak, the backside gate, but again the security, the CSO never allowed it because again for the security reasons. They didn't want people to keep coming in and going out.
Okay, the last common question is, both of you have proposed that you are going to put Wi-Fi in the academic zone, but do you think it's feasible, especially when the 24/7 LAN ban has been removed? Don't you think the professors will object to internet being available freely in classrooms? What is your groundwork behind the same? Dhiresh can start this.
So I don't think professors will object because there's already a plan. A plan has already been initiated. I've talked to Professor Nitin Chandrachudan, who is currently taking care of the installation of Wi-Fi in the entire campus. So the tenders will be open in the next sem. So I don't think there will be any restriction. But when it is coming to classes, then again, the profs will have to, and the students will also have to help profs in maintaining the discipline.
So from my interaction with Aditya while I was taking fund days, I was told that even the Dean of Students had expressed an interest in getting the entire campus under Wi-Fi. So I think he represents the interest of most of the professors on campus. And regarding the usage of Wi-Fi, using internet in classes, I think the initiative should come from the students in being responsible and attentive to their classes, because the classes are being done for their sake and not for the professor's sake. So it is actually a matter of growing up, realizing that it is your duty to listen to classes. Yeah.
So we request you to be like this so that they can speak, you can hear. Please.
Again guys, understand that doing this is not helping anyone. Let them talk because it's a common question. So let them. Okay, final question to both of you. As an SGS, what do you think your responsibilities are apart from the initiative which you have given towards the rest of the executive members? Arya can start this.
Could you explain the question again?
As the SGS, what do you think is your responsibilities apart from your initiatives you have discussed towards the rest of the executive members?
So what I think is there should be a coordination between all the executive members and constant update of what their activities are. And I think one of the main duties of SGS is to coordinate all the executive members, have frequent meetings, and be responsible to the student body as a whole and not as a part.
Dhiresh.
Yes, again, as Arya mentioned, the same thing. As an SGS, it's my job. As an SGS, it's an SGS's job to coordinate with the executive wing members, all the executive members, when and where they require any help in specific matters. So SGS mostly works with HAS in coordination with MMC and CMGFS teams. So and also whenever any help is required with respect to, say, student teams, WebOps, SNET, or design teams, then SGS should help out the other executive members in smooth functioning of their events, their activities, and whatever is coming under their purview.
Okay, but these the common questions come to an end. So thank you Arya and Dhiresh, that was a good presentation. Now we move on to the next slide. So the
Don't you have one?